Rockdale County's most valuable resource is Rockdale County employees. Once a year, a panel is assembled of employees to choose one of their brightest for recognition as Rockdale County Employee of the Year.
And Mr. Andrew Hammer rose to the top as our Rockdale County 2013 Employee of the Year.
I kind of had a hint that they were going to pick me. Jackie came and said, "Hey, you know, you were nominated," and at the very beginning of the process, she said she was going to nominate me, and then she said, "You know, you're one of the finalists." And then, so she said, "You need to come to the board meeting at whatever day it was." And then I think the day before, she said, "Now make sure, you know, you're at the board meeting and make sure your family's there, make sure your wife's there, you can bring all the kids, right?" You know, so she was concerned that I wouldn't come with the family, just thinking I wasn't going to get it. So I kind of had a hint, but I didn't know until I got there and there was nobody else with their families or their wives or anything like that. So
Andrew isn't much for you know, yeah, accolades and you know, just lots of praise. So I just wanted to make sure that it was okay with him, and he said yes after a little convincing.
Andrew Hammer has helped the fire department greatly over the past year or so. He's very easy to work with, very thorough. We have gotten special equipment and grants that have helped our energy efficiency through his efforts. Anytime we've needed to help with a county facility or to do something special, he has been Johnny on the spot.
First of all, I think Andrew is the consummate professional. But he's got his priorities straight, and that's family and his faith and his work. His work ethic is beyond any question one of the most positives I've ever seen. He is always calling, he calls back, he emails back. We always know where we stand, and it's really a credit to his professionalism.
One of the things I'm involved with as the Parks and Rec Subcommittee Chair is I'm very invested in the path trails that we're developing. And Andrew is side by side with us in that goal. He wants to attain the same things that we do, and that makes working on those things a whole lot easier. I will say this, I find it amazing that a man with 8 children is as available to do these projects as he is.
His humor is refreshing because he still stays very professional, but just out of the blue there'll be a comment or a look or a smirk that you just know that he wants you to laugh, and it just sort of lightens the whole mood and helps us do our job just a little better, not take ourselves so seriously.
He's an absolutely awesome person. He really is. Anytime I needed him, he was here. Walked us through everything. If we had an issue, he got somebody here on the double taking care of it. So he definitely deserves to be Employee of the Year.
He's very easygoing. He's fun, but he gets the job done. He always answers his phone when I call. Never puts me off, and he's like that with everyone. He's all over the county every day.
He's a role model employee. He's very professional, responsive, knowledgeable, great to work with, great communicator, good guy to have around. He keeps his word.
And the thing that's great about Andrew is you can call him or get in touch with him anytime, and he is there. He will get back in touch with you so fast, and by the next day, whatever it is that you called about is already done. So he's an awesome guy, and he deserves the award.
Andrew Hammer is a great multitasker. He is very creative. He had 32 projects last year, and he managed to complete them on time and under budget.
He has a great philosophical approach to work and life, and that makes him always have a positive attitude, a can-do attitude.
I played softball with Andrew Hammer, and he played third base, and he is an excellent third baseman.
Success and humility are usually not things that go hand in hand. So, and then of course if you say, "Oh, I'm very humble," that automatically makes you not very humble. Whether I get my name on the plaque or not, that's not really what's important. Important for me is whether it functions or not, whether the space works as it's supposed to, whether the renovation achieved what it did, whether we have involvement in the program or whatever. So that's probably what's most important to me. I'm not really a type of person that, wants to wear a big badge that says, Andrew Hammer, look at me. I'd much rather be in the shadows and be invisible and just let my work speak for me. When I got back to the shop that afternoon, back to my office, the maintenance shop is right behind my office, and hung over the door was this plaque, and it's about this big, and it says Employee of the Year. And they had hung it on this 18-inch chain. And when I asked them why the chain was so big, they said, oh, so you can wear it around your neck everywhere you go. If I believe in God the way I do, and my faith means as much to me, and it's personal, it can't be something that's just intellectual. It's not something you have and you kind of put in your pocket. It has to be something you live. If it doesn't, then, I don't want to say you don't have it, but if it doesn't inculcate every part of your life, it doesn't infuse itself into everything you do. If truth means something, then it has to mean something everywhere in your life. If honesty and integrity means something, it has to be something you do at home and you do at work. And not that everybody's perfect, but at the same time, if you're going to strive for excellence, if you're going to try to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect, then how do you say, well, it doesn't really mean that, and I don't really need to strive for that. Not that I'm going to ever achieve it, of course, but if I don't work for it, if I don't strive for it, then what does that belief mean? So yeah, that definitely. And the family life, most of what I do has some relation to the family. The family's the building block of all society. And if we don't support that in all the areas of society, including in government, then I think essentially we end up failing ourselves as people, as husbands, as fathers, as children, as parents. If we don't have everything geared towards the betterment of the family, then I think that we have something skewed in the way of thinking. And I'm not talking about a particular family. I happen to have 8 kids. Some people have 1, some have none. That's not the point of it, of course. It's not any one particular model of a family. It's that very basic building block. And everything that we do in the county should be geared towards that, honestly. Even our facilities and our codes, our zoning, really everything should be geared around, does it make us better as people? Or does it make us worse as people? If we're putting in all the roads, all the buildings, all the, but we're sapping away from the very foundation of our existence, then I think we have to change what we're doing. So if we're working for ourselves and building for ourselves, all we're doing is erecting monuments of ourselves around. And if everyone becomes like that, who really cares? If you're all about me, you don't care about other people's monuments, you want your own monument. And then we have this clash of personalities that you see way too often, unfortunately. Whereas if we live for others, then we're building each other up. What a much better world we have if we're building each other up. And essentially that's what family is all about. And that's what I believe about family. It's teaching you about it. If we're made in the image of God, then we can learn about God by learning about who we are, for one. And when we have children, boy, if that doesn't teach you about life, the things my kids have said, the things they've done, I wouldn't trade this life for anything. I manage $24 million worth of projects. My best moment of my day, by far, is when I walk in the door at home. And I get 8 kids run up and go, Daddy, and I get a whole bunch it takes me half an hour to get just through the door, because I gotta go through all the hugs. I'm not a lonely man by any stretch of the imagination. That's the favorite part of my day. Nothing I do out here in the world compares to that. The whole point is it's not all about me. It's not about me, it's not about my work, it's about the impact that it has on other people.